Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading, and it is the second reading of this Saturday afternoon, and I'm sticking with the Tarot of Curious Creatures for this reading because I'm looking at those curious creatures, the Harkles, and their political meddling. And we've looked at Meghan and the Senator Markle website that she, or perhaps someone else, has set up to merge. And now I'm going to be looking at Harry's meddling in places where he doesn't belong. That's Meghan meddling and rather curious, strange behaviour. This is also strange behaviour, and they really are a very strange pair, very entertaining to me and hopefully to you. Not so entertaining if you're in direct contact with them, if you're family, royal family or not so royal family. But let's remind you, this is a tarot reading for entertainment purposes, or just my opinion, or speculation, or rumour, or gossip, just to amuse ourselves. And there is a disclaimer in the box below. Tarot of Curious Creatures. I'm going to be looking at Harry's little trip to Mozambique. Now, Mozambique, for those of you who don't know, is just up the road from me here in South Africa, up the east coast of Africa. Very beautiful country. It's got some security problems. So Prince, who is so concerned about his personal safety, it's quite strange that he would show up there and look so happy, as if he's having a lark, and not a gun-wielding bodyguard in sight. There have been some terrible atrocities there recently, and but it's about as far away from America, from California, as you can go. It took Harry a long time to get there on a commercial flight via London, and he was spotted, of course, on that leg from LA to London. People thought he was going to stop in London. I did a reading on it. I couldn't see him stopping in London. I could see some hanky-panky going on in that reading. As I recall, the hanky-panky was he was going to Africa. And I'm going to be looking and seeing what he was doing there. Was he invited? Did he just show up? When he heard that a US delegation was going, quite important political people were going to Mozambique, allegedly to look at environmental concerns, ocean pollution and stuff like that. People are speculating that it might really be going to look at terrorism and security issues. But anyway, Hazbeen showed up in his grey polo shirt that seems to be his only shirt, and looking very jolly, looking very happy, and meeting and co-hosting, according to his PR, that was pumped out relentlessly in the days following this very brief visit, 3-day visit, staying at a luxury resort, having the time of his life, no wife, looking, as I say, very jolly. Place he used to frequent was Chelsea, apparently, and but the interesting thing about this whole situation is that nobody in the US delegation acknowledged his existence, his presence, and nor did African Parks, the charity that he's the president of and that he was allegedly representing in this co-hosting thing that he was allegedly doing. So it's all smacks of desperation, racing to Mozambique when he heard the news that there was this delegation going from the United States, possibly heard it at the United Nations when he gave that abortive speech. So we're going to have a look, and we're going to see why he went. We're going to see how he feels being back in a place where he was once so happy, and how they felt about him, the US, I think they were senators, and the delegation, and outcome for him PR-wise. Is this a fail, or is this a big success that we're going to see on Netflix? And guess who we get? The Knight of Wands. That's our hot-headed prince, our impetuous charging in prince with the red hair. Not so red in this picture, but Curious Creatures. Normally, a red-haired knight rushing about. Card in the reverse. Fail. Rushing about recklessly without any results or outcome, not staying the distance, just being impetuous, bad-tempered, impetuous, hot-headed, impulsive. That's our Knight of Wands. He has other meanings, but in a political reading we'll stay away from those rather tawdry meanings. Knight of Wands in the reverse, can't count on him. Travels, the Knight of Wands is a great traveller. He loves to get on planes, boats, whatever, anything that moves, that takes him to interesting and exotic destinations. That's our Knight of Wands, but he doesn't stick around. If you're hoping that he's going to raise the profile of your charity, African Parks, no, he's not. He's going to have a lovely holiday and then disappear, and you will never hear from him again. Remind you, this is my opinion and just a tarot reading. So at the heart of the matter, the situation, we get the Seven of Pentacles. Somebody is feeling like they have wasted their time, wasted their effort, haven't got the results that they expected from their endeavors, their enterprises, their chimpoings and their books that they're writing or someone else is writing for them, and their Netflix documentaries that have never come out, and their Spotify podcast. Somebody is feeling like he hasn't got anything to show for what he has done for the past, how long has it been since they left? 2 years? Left, they exited and got nothing to show from it. Seven of Pentacles in reverse, a waste of resources, no return on investments, and feeling anxious about it, feeling like you need to really start accumulating because you're getting a bit old, you have expenses, you have bills to pay, and you don't have anything coming in. The desperation in that Seven of Pentacles. So was he invited, or did he invite himself? When he heard this was going on, Seven of Wands is a defensive energy, feeling under attack. I don't think he was invited. I think when he showed up, he possibly was met with quite a hostile reception. Why are you here? Because the Seven of Wands is not a successful card. We've got two sevens, interestingly. Thinking cards, taking stock, pausing. And the Seven of Wands is someone who's in a tricky situation. They're in a difficult position. They're able to hold their own, to push back. They're able to defend themselves, but they're not exactly proactive. This is when you're stuck. As I say, the sevens are pauses, and so it's telling me that this wasn't his idea. This wasn't, I know what, let's go to Mozambique and study ocean pollution. This was, I'm in a spot of bother here, I'm in a terrible bind, I need to rush over there as fast as I can, fly commercial because nobody's going to give me a space on their private jet, and hustle to get there. He had to hustle to get there. How did he feel being back in Africa? We all know that's where his heart is, and blah blah, and allegedly where they're going to renew their vows, not in Mozambique but in Botswana. Anyway, how did he feel? Wheel of Fortune, so happy. A wheel turns. The wheel turns, and even though it's a tiger and there aren't tigers in Africa, it is lucky, so happy. Major Arcana. Can't believe his luck that he managed somehow to squeeze the money out of she who holds the purse strings to get on the scramble onto that jet. Well, I suppose he squeezed the money out of African Parks. They paid for the ticket. And happy beyond. Thinks life is improving. His luck is turning. Thinks that really he's found his own little spot of happiness finally after great misery, and you could see it. You could see that the weight of the world had lifted from his shoulders in those pictures that he or his PR people were forced to release because nobody else did. All those fake ones of him. There was a sickening video. I suffered through it, feeling it my duty to watch things like this as part of my research for this channel, even though it is purely for entertainment purposes. And a sickening video of him trying to look like he was interested in what little children were saying to him, and then she suddenly appeared with Princess Diana over and over and over. Very weird. It looked like something she'd cobbled together using a free editing program on her computer. Just saying. And then how did the US delegation feel about Hazbeen showing up in that grey shirt and basically gate crashing their party? Four of Wands. Well, I think they had a jolly time. And he is quite jolly, allegedly, when he's on his own. Four of Wands is celebration, is parties, happy. And so I think he was welcomed as a party boy. What fun we can all have here. And it did look they were on a jolly. I don't think you can solve the problem of ocean pollution in a 3-day jaunt to Mozambique to a 5-star resort. I really don't. So I think welcome on board. Let's party. That's the vibe. So he wasn't shunned and made to feel unwelcome. But this, you don't accomplish anything in the Four of Wands. It's just celebrate, happy. You're one of us. You're one of us, and so let's party. But as I say, nobody bothered to record the fact or report the fact that he was there when they got home, and they were doing their little bit of due diligence to make it seem as if they were doing something worthwhile. I'm being sarcastic. As I say, they may well have been there on very secret business that mere mortals like me aren't allowed to know about. But anyway, let's have a look at the outcome of this for Hazbeen. Did it enhance his public profile, or has it done him even more harm? And it has done him even more harm. The Ten of Swords, it has done him maximum harm. People just can't see the point. As I said, that video was sickening. I don't advise you to watch it at all. Ten of Swords is ultimate ruin, rock bottom. Can't believe how badly things are going. He had such a jolly time there. Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Wands. It was just wonderful. It's just exactly how he imagined his life would be when he left the royal family to go and be a half-time royal somewhere else with Meghan. This is how he thought his life was going to be. All parties, all jollies, going to these lovely resorts, pretending to be interested in little malnourished and impoverished children, and then party. But people can see through it. People are disgusted by it. He cannot salvage his reputation with stunts like this. It was a stunt. And Ten of Swords, it doesn't get worse than the Ten of Swords. I'm delighted to report that universe saw fit to send us these cards to tell us how it went for Hazbeen, or how it's going to go for Hazbeen as a result of jaunts like this. I'm sure there are more to come as they frantically scramble to find a footage for Netflix. And that is your reading for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow. In fact, I may not see you again tomorrow. I have places to go and people to see in concerts and things like that, all singing, dancing type of things to do tomorrow. If I don't show up tomorrow, apologies. That's why. I'll see you again on Monday.